What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. A lot of things going on in the show tonight. Some things silly, some things a little bit good here and there too, but there is some things to say about Smackdown today on Friday. But what do we got here tonight? We kick it off with Jeff Hardy, who is in the back, pretty much coming out making his entrance, getting the first part of the show, talking about what happened last week after they showed the video package. He thanked the WWE management and Fox for giving him this time to get some things off his chest, but he wanted to talk about what happened last week and what happened to Elias. And he wanted to paint a portrait of, from his point of view last week, because he pulled up in his car into the Performance Center parking lot until somebody hit him. Next thing you know, everything went dark then right after, and by the time he woke up, he was smelling like booze, and, he was getting questioned by cops and everything, and then, he barely could even talk or walk or do anything, and then pretty much talking about, sobriety in his family and how he's had to maintain it for a long time now, which like I said before, like last week, they are using Jeff's real life problems as a storyline, but hey, we've seen it before with Jeff damn near 10 years ago with CM Punk. I think I said this last week, and in TNA. So if companies love using Jeff's thing as some type of storyline and whatnot, his whole problems and everything. But Jeff talked about how he's had to look his family in the eye and ask for forgiveness and everything. But he talked about he didn't walk the path alone. And next he said his head was spinning and, he didn't slip and whatnot. But after taking a whole bunch of sobriety tests and everything, and he's passed them all, there was an eyewitness that said the culprit had red hair, red beard. Obviously, we know who that is, and he had to get back quickly to the building because he knew it was Sheamus, and he'll be damned if he let Sheamus get away with this. Sheamus pretty much came out there, and he says, oh, look at Jeff again, blaming everybody else for his problems. And Sheamus pretty much says, the witnesses that Hardy here, he's got enablers all around in this crowd and whatnot, and pretty much told him that why don't you just admit for what you did for once, okay? Because you're not a man, you're a junkie. And then pretty much said, hey, don't worry about disappointing your wife and your kids, because this is just another slip-up. They're used to it at this point. Jeff got pissed off and ran into Sheamus after dodging the bro kick. He attacked him, but Sheamus recovered and hit the bro kick on him. Threw him into the plexiglass around here and there a couple times before leaving him on the ground. Obviously, we knew this was Sheamus anyways. Anybody could have told you that since last week. Some people, they like now, saying, why don't they arrest Sheamus then? He technically framed Jeff Hardy, but this was an obvious thing. I would have been interested if it wasn't not Sheamus, but we knew it was going to be Sheamus, okay? We all knew it was going to be Sheamus this entire time. Obviously, this will be a match now at Backlash for next week, so watch out for that. Otis and Mandy were headed to the ring. They saw Corbin's crown and cape and pretty much walked to the ring with it, which it was Otis versus Corbin, or the Possum, the King of Possums, the King of Waiters, or whatnot. This was bad. I don't care about this match. I don't really care about both of these guys. I'm trying to Otis and his Money in the Bank. Corbin, they just love this guy to death. I don't care. It's Corbin. It's Corbin, okay? It's just, you see him on TV, you just immediately want to pay attention to your phone and go do something else during that time. And it was a DQ finish, too, because Corbin got the chair and hit Otis with it, but then he kept trying to hit him back with it in the ring and whatnot. And then next thing you know, damn, a little gnat, next thing you know, Otis was able to dodge it, and he hit the caterpillar on him, pretty much knocking Corbin out the ring. Corbin, I don't even know right now. I don't know. Waste of time. Did not make any sense. Now we go to the Performance Center in a parking lot somewhere. We got a white van and everything, basically some type of surveillance FBI van. Miz and Morrison were in it. They were in their, whatever, FBI surveillance Bang Bros van out there. And pretty much they talked about they were going to make Strowman's life a living hell. And how are they going to make his life a living hell? Prank war, I see we're doing with this week. And, they've underestimated Miz. They've underestimated my entire career. Now, this is what's going to get some payback now. Strowman was pulling up in his car. And pretty much, I guess he had some water and everything. And he poured it into his container, but then next thing you know, it bubbled all and exploded all over the place on him as he pretty much did a loud scream after that. Miz and Morrison laughed. Yeah, it's basically prank wars, and we're going to get to more of that throughout the night. So, I don't know how this makes Strowman's life a living hell. It probably annoys the hell out of him and whatnot mostly, but make his life a living hell, I don't know. Caleb Braxton Caleb Braxton interviewed Shorty G. Gable, Shorty Gable, right? Chad Gable, or whatever we're calling this guy right now. He was about to say something until Mojo Rawley came in. Oh, Mojo, I feel like a guy that should be probably worried about his job right now because, hey, weren't you the guy that got Gronk into the thing, and now Gronk's gone and had to give up the belt and has been released this week? Thank God for that, by the way. But, Gronk, yeah, this is the guy that got him in there. So now he probably should be worried now because Gronk's not here anymore. Gronk is back playing for the, Tampa Bay and everything, and he is released, and they found a way to get that belt off of him. So some say with Mojo, he should be worried about his job right now, basically, because what else does this guy know? He's not really good. It's just not good. It's Mojo Rawley of all people. But, yeah, I'm kind of wondering like some other people now, this guy probably should be worried about his job. Gronk's not here anymore, so what is he going to do? And, of course, we go to the obligatory make more short jokes about Shorty G and everything until Cesaro and Nakamura pretty much come in and start jumping the guy. Big E and Kofi come in for the save, then help him out. But, pretty much after that, then we went to Lacey Evans versus Sonya Deville. As Lacey Evans came out and did her entrance, Sonya Deville pushed her from behind. This is not a bad match. It's actually pretty good, almost like last week. The only thing I thought was kind of weird was when the referee... Yeah, the referee, I think the referee got hit during what they did a sunset flip, and the referee got knocked a little since all the referees have made a jelly around here when taking ref bumps. They went to commercial and brought back out another referee, but throughout the match, though, Mandy Rose shows up on the screen, pretty much calling out Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville basically pretty much got distracted. Lacey Evans hit her with the woman's right after getting the win. Not sure if they really have Sonya Deville kind of losing ever since they kind of made her look more credible nowadays. But then again, she was protected with Mandy Rose pretty much, distracted and everything. I just want to know if I wouldn't have gone with the L for this one for Deville here. So, not a bad match, though, still. Next up, we go to Braun Strowman, who's talking to Kayla Braxton as Miz and Morrison are still in the van. Strowman called them annoying bugs. But yes, as they were in the van, Strowman was talking to Braxton and pretty much knowing it was Miz and Morrison, that they're annoying little bugs, and probably repeating myself right there, but... Next thing you know, Miz Morrison, I guess, hit some button, and next thing you know, we turn to Nickelodeon Slime Time Live, if you've heard of that show in the past, and a whole bunch of slime falls onto Kayla Braxton's head. I guess it was supposed to hit Strowman. They hit the wrong target, and pretty much Strowman knows it's Miz and Morrison. Pretty much Miz says, I thought we put it in that place. They were confused. They were pretty much... I guess they were kind of baffled by where the bucket was of slime or whatever the slime came from, the sky, the ceiling, or whatever. Kayla Braxton ended up calling them bastards then as she walked off very pissed and everything. So, yes, we go to Nickelodeon now for some reason. It's Slime Time Live, folks. They played a Matt Riddle promo coming to SmackDown. Next, Renee Young was out there to interview AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship, which they have to face off tonight. I believe next week will be the title match. I actually thought it was going to be on the pay-per-view by next week, but I think it's just going to be on SmackDown itself. So this Intercontinental Championship will be defended on SmackDown. So what I heard, it got a lot of time. I don't know how far these tapings go, but it will not be at the pay-per-view next Sunday for Backlash. But AJ Styles pretty much talked about how he took a bye in the whole tournament because it was a smart move. Bryan, has all heart and everything, but what he did last week, he wasn't noble. It's stupid. You had your spot, but you wanted to fight someone else and everything. Well, I was smart enough to pretty much still move on. I already beat my opponent. I don't have to go against anybody else. Why I need to go against somebody else if I've already beaten them? It's not my fault my opponent got taken out due to some driving thing and whatnot. But AJ says he was the greatest champion of all time, but Bryan's rebuttal, though, pretty much, thinking you think you're under my skin and everything. Now, we've known each other for a long time. We've got different world views. I think they've argued about the world being flat, I believe, at one time on Talking Smack. And, we got different ideas and what it means to be an Intercontinental Champion. But Bryan says, he wouldn't fit into AJ's thing because he's a coward, and that he wants to defend his title every week on SmackDown. He wants to push himself to the test. He wants to learn. He wants to grow. He wants to prove that he's the best in everything. And now it's all about who he can be, because he says, I'm excited every week to come out here and defend his title, have their favorite wrestler, give them a chance to face him for that championship. From a veteran or a newcomer, he wants to give that person a chance to have the opportunity to beat him for that Intercontinental Championship. But AJ pretty much says, listen, I don't believe in handouts or anything. I believe in earning an opportunity. Okay, and talk about why is Drew Gulak your coach and everything. It sounds like a handout. AJ pretty much was about to, I guess he was going to go for a title for Bryan, but next thing you know, Gulak came out because he was giving Gulak an opportunity tonight. Gulak immediately came out and attacked him, pretty much setting up a match between him and AJ. Good promo, though. Probably the best promo out of the entire night was between AJ and Bryan, mostly Bryan. That was a great promo he cut out there. But I am looking forward to this match, and yes, both of them have different ideas and everything on how they want to go with this whole Intercontinental Championship thing. So that wasn't that bad of a segment out there. That was pretty good. AJ and Gulak, a quick match. Actually, a very upset match, I should say, with Gulak getting the pinfall over AJ Styles, which looked pissed off right after that, pretty much by the upset win. So didn't expect that, especially when AJ's about to go for a title match. So that was kind of surprising. Miz and Morrison, I guess, were out there in the parking lot looking at Strowman's car. Next thing you know, they got, we saw the fly in that windshield. They had some baseball bats and I think a golf club and everything. They start smashing, Strowman's car up. Strowman's dad like baseball or something like that. And they just start smashing it and beating the hell out of it and everything before walking away. So, yeah, they beat up Strowman's car and bust his whole windows out. Next, the New Day and Shorty G went against Nakamura, Cesaro, and Mojo Rawley. Listen, it wasn't a bad tag match or anything, but it's nothing I got really to talk about here. It's just, it was a 6-man tag. Hey, Biggie and them got the win, Midnight Hour, and they pinned Mojo. So, it wasn't bad. I just don't know where it really leads to. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's a title match or something. I don't know. The 6-man was just there to eat up time, honestly. But next, though, we go, oh, yes, Miz and Morrison back in the van. Strowman actually found out who damaged his car and everything. And, they said Strowman's just pissed off and yelling at Miz and Morrison to get out the van. And you just see Strowman, once again, we have to do the insane Strowman, lift up cars. How many times has that been done in the past? Haven't done it in a while, but he said that they're dead men. Miz Morrison thought they were safe inside the van, and Strowman kept trying to pick it up, and he rocked it, and eventually, there was so many, 50 different camera angles by Kevin Dunn there, and you could see the van. I know they showed a van moving with Strowman picking up. When you look inside, it doesn't even look like Miz and Morrison are even tipping over, like they just jumped or pulled themselves back to make it look like it, and yelling as the camera goes between Strowman and Miz Morrison several times before he actually lifted them over. But I have no idea what this has to do with their title match for next Sunday at Backlash. They're just trying to find anything to pass over the week, but these pranks they did could have been better pranks to come at Strowman, but not the best ones. And how many times have we seen Strowman pick up cars and ambulances and limos and destroy stuff most of the time? And I'm sure Miz and Morrison were safe in the van, but yeah, Strowman lifts them over. I don't even know what I was even watching at this point. What type of comedy show, or what was this? I couldn't even quote what movie it was unless someone can play out the movie for me from this segment. But yeah, this is going to be leading to a title match, though. I have no idea. But in the main event, though, which may have been maybe I should say the best match of the night on this show, was Sasha and Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag titles. Okay, listen. This wasn't actually a bad match or anything. It was okay. I will say that, like I said, probably been the best one out of the entire night. It was one point where Sasha went for the bank statement, but Bayley threw her out, which I believe Bayley was tagged in and everything, because Sasha looked kind of pissed, but because Bayley tried to do the bank statement on, I believe, Nikki Cross, but, she got out of it. Sasha broke out the pin, and then, she pretty much drugged Bayley back and tagged herself in, was going to go for the bank statement. Bliss tried to stop it, but Bayley stopped her. Sasha went for the bank statement, but Cross rolled her. But then Sasha rolled herself over again to pin Nikki Cross. And now Sasha and Bayley are the new women's tag team champions. Let me say this. I have buried the women's tag titles many, many times in the past, and I have done this in several videos. I've said kill the damn division at this point. Listen, I don't really give a shit about the tag title belts. I honestly don't. I don't think a lot of people do. But I have zero problem with Sasha and Bayley winning in these titles. Even, I believe, yeah, they were the first champions anyway. So I was actually kind of happy to see that. Bayley 2 belts. So Bayley she's a double champion, and they celebrate her right after the Bayley pretty much say, oh my God, look at all this gold. It's so heavy, man. Bayley's the Smackdown women's and now the women's tag team champions. I'd rather have them as the champions than, Bliss and Cross anyways, but I'm sure this is going to further into the story of how they will break up sooner in time, but now they got some gold on themselves and everything, so we'll see how long it takes for them to break up. But yes, Bayley is the double champ, or some people are already saying Bayley 2 belts. Like I've said, it's been a lot of double champions in wrestling lately and whatnot, frequently nowadays, from Becky when she was a double champion, to Naito, the IWGP and Intercontinental Champion, to Shingo, the Never Openweight 6-man champion, to who else was been a double champion recently on a lot of in wrestling in general. Trying to think, I think that's all I can think of right now, but it's a lot of people becoming the double champ nowadays. Everybody wants to be the double champ or 2 belts or whatnot. They all want to be the double champ. I can say that right now. Everybody wants 2 belts, all right? So double champ here, double champ there, double champ everywhere. But Bayley is Bayley 2 belts now, and I'm sure that'll be a great promo for next week. But hey, we got new tag team champions. But SmackDown was kind of up and down, if you ask me. The Strowman, Miz, Morrison segments, I don't know what was going on with that or who wrote this. I'm sure either it was the writing team or McMahon or whoever watches Saturday Night Live or Nickelodeon, I'm going to say now, if any of this was funny to people. The women's tag thing was actually pretty good. Like I said, I don't really care about the belts, but I don't mind Sasha and Bayley being the champions. I like the Bryan and AJ promo. That was actually really good, too. The Jeff and Sheamus thing continues to go along steadily, so we'll see what happens from that. So yeah, SmackDown was kind of up and down, if you ask me. Deville and Evans was okay too. Like I said, it's one of them up and down their shows this time. But for the important part, though, we will be back Sunday, though, for the NXT TakeOver In Your House review. A lot of matches looking forward to, and we will have a review this Sunday for TakeOver. So I will be back Sunday for another video, okay? So yeah, SmackDown tonight. So comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. Stay safe. I'm out.